For over 2 decades, has any show in television history been more ruthless in its takedowns of Hollywood than Family Guy? Seth MacFarlane's animated favorite built its fame by pushing boundaries. The show's writers are masters of pop culture references. From lightning-fast cutaway gags to entire episodes that meticulously deconstruct a beloved classic, nothing is sacred. We're counting down the most direct, the most brutal, and the most hilarious takedowns in the show's long history. Let us know in the comments which roast you think is the funniest. Number 10. Footloose. Kicking off our list is a perfect example of a classic Family Guy cutaway, where a simple idea escalates into pure absurdity. The setup? A seemingly trivial pop culture debate about the movie Footloose. But this isn't a chat between two friends at a bar. No, it's an argument between a man and his very stubborn mule, literally. The gag brilliantly skewers the intensity people bring to meaningless movie trivia. As the argument over whether Kevin Bacon used a stunt double for the famous warehouse dance scene escalates, the surreal image of a mule passionately defending its cinematic knowledge is peak Family Guy. It's a quick, bizarre, and unforgettable roast of not just a movie, but the way we can all take pop culture a little too seriously. Number 9. Will Smith's clean rap. Some of Family Guy's best roasts are the ones that are just brutally efficient. They don't need a long setup, just one laser-focused observation. A perfect example is their takedown of Will Smith's famously family-friendly rap career. In a cutaway, Stewie casually boasts he's more popular than Will Smith's clean raps. The scene then cuts to a 90s-era Will Smith in a recording studio, laying down a track so painfully wholesome it's hilarious. Rapping about wiping your feet on the mat and thanking your mother for a lovely snack. In less than 20 seconds, the gag perfectly skewers the squeaky clean persona that defined Smith's early music. Number 8. The Ocean's 11 franchise. Heist movies live by a very specific formula. The charming leader, the impossibly complex plan, the team of quirky specialists, and of course, the slow-motion, cool guys don't look at explosions walk. In the episode Ocean's 3.5, Family Guy takes aim at the whole genre through the slick lens of the Ocean's 11 series. When Bonnie threatens to leave Joe, Peter decides the only logical solution is to help Joe stage a heist to win her back. The episode becomes a full-blown parody, roasting every cliche in the book. From the split-screen planning montages to a ridiculously complex scheme on a cruise ship, the show perfectly mimics the Ocean's films. Number 7. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. In Wasted Talent, one of the most classic episodes from the show's early run, Family Guy sets its sights on a childhood classic, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and twists it into a cynical, beer-soaked adventure. After the local brewery owner, Pawtucket Pat, announces he's hidden 5 silver scrolls in his beer bottles, Peter becomes obsessed with finding one to get a tour of the brewery. What follows is a brilliant parody of the 1971 film's most iconic moments. The Pure Imagination song becomes a hymn to the wonders of beer, with Oompa Loompas being replaced by small performers who sing cautionary tales about the consequences of drunken misbehavior. It's the show's formula perfected. Take a sweet, nostalgic memory and drench it in the kind of absurd adult humor only Family Guy can get away with. Number 6. Poltergeist. When Family Guy decides to parody a horror movie, it fully commits to recreating the film's tense atmosphere right before tearing it all down with a punchline. The episode Petergeist is a masterful spoof of the 1982 horror classic Poltergeist. The trouble begins when Peter builds a multiplex in his backyard, carelessly desecrating a Native American burial ground. This unleashes a series of supernatural events that directly mirror the film, from ghostly hands reaching out of the TV to Stewie getting sucked in another dimension. It then undercuts the tension with hilariously dumb gags, like a terrifying clown doll attacking Peter only to be easily subdued, or the angry spirits being more of a mild inconvenience than a legitimate threat. We're halfway through our list, and the roasts only get more brutal from here. If you're enjoying this countdown, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming up. Number 5. The Three Directors. While the show often parodies specific films, the episode 3 directors goes meta, roasting the signature styles of 3 of Hollywood's most recognizable filmmakers, Quentin Tarantino, Wes Anderson, and Michael Bay. The episode tells one simple story. Peter gets fired from the brewery, but it retells it 3 times, each filtered through the distinct visual and narrative lens of each of the directors. The result is a masterclass in cinematic parody. The Tarantino segment is packed with non-linear timelines, snappy pop culture dialogue, and shocking violence. The Wes Anderson segment is a whimsical, painfully symmetrical storybook tale set to a quirky indie soundtrack. And the Michael Bay segment is a non-stop barrage of slow-motion action, lens flares, and enough explosions to level a small country. It's a brilliant and hilarious roast of directorial trademarks and stylistic excess. Number 4. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Few films defined 80s action quite like Top Gun, and its recent sequel Maverick became a global sensation. Naturally, Family Guy had to give it the roast treatment in the episode Fat Gun. It all starts when Peter and the guys try to make their own viral videos, which somehow leads to them joining the US Air Force. The episode mercilessly skewers all of the original film's most famous elements. It rips on the famously homoerotic beach volleyball scene, the confusing plot points, and even takes a shot at Tom Cruise's height. The whole thing culminates in a spoof of the movie's climactic dogfight, blending genuine action with utterly absurd gags. It's a timely and savage takedown of a blockbuster icon. Number 3. The Stephen King Trilogy. Stephen King isn't just the master of horror. His stories have been adapted into some of the most acclaimed dramas ever made. In the anthology episode 3 Kings, Family Guy pays tribute by spoofing 3 of the best film adaptations of his work, Stand By Me, Misery, and The Shawshank Redemption. Each segment brilliantly recasts the show's characters into the iconic roles, with predictably chaotic results. The Stand By Me segment features Peter, Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe as young boys on a quest to find a dead body. The Misery segment reimagines Stewie as the unhinged #1 fan holding Brian hostage. And the Shawshank Redemption segment stars Peter as Andy Dufresne navigating the ridiculous realities of prison life. The episode is a brilliant tribute that lovingly recreates the tone of each film before smashing it to pieces with dark humor. Number 2. North by Northwest. The Season 4 premiere, North by North Quahog, is more than just a parody. It's a statement. After a brief cancellation, this was the episode that brought Family Guy back to the airwaves, and it did so by delivering one of its most ambitious and intelligent spoofs ever. The takedown of Alfred Hitchcock's 1959 masterpiece, North by Northwest. After Peter and Lois go on a second honeymoon to spice things up, they're thrown into a case of mistaken identity and a dangerous spy plot led by a thinly veiled Mel Gibson parody. The episode is nearly a scene-for-scene recreation of Hitchcock's most famous sequences, including the terrifying crop duster attack and the unforgettable chase across the faces of Mount Rushmore. It proves Family Guy can craft a sustained and hilarious parody that stands as one of the best in the show's entire run. Number 1. The Star Wars Trilogy. At the number 1 spot, we have the undisputed kings of all Family Guy roasts, the epic, hour-long specials that parody the original Star Wars trilogy. Blue Harvest, Something 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 Dark Side, and It's a Trap aren't just parodies, they are pop culture events in their own right. These episodes are both a loving homage and complete deconstruction of the most beloved science fiction films ever made. The casting is perfect, with Peter as a bumbling Han Solo, Lois as a cynical Princess Leia, and Stewie as a hilariously tiny but menacing Darth Vader. The episodes meticulously recreate the trilogy's most iconic scenes while roasting every plot hole, awkward line, and character quirk along the way. They joke about the Death Star's lack of safety railings, the uselessness of Stormtrooper armor, and Han Solo's questionable piloting skills. These specials are the absolute pinnacle of parody that no other show has ever topped. From absurd cutaways to feature-length specials, Family Guy has spent decades cementing its legacy as Hollywood's harshest and funniest critic. The show's ability to mix a genuine love for pop culture with brutal satire is unmatched. What makes a Family Guy roast so brilliant is that the writers clearly know and love this stuff. They understand these movies and shows inside and out, which lets them parody everything with a level of detail and wit that goes beyond a simple impression. What do you think is the best Family Guy roast of all time? Did your favorite make our list? Let us know your picks in the comments below. And for more deep dives into the world of animation, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.